Hi and welcome to today's tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful basket weave stitch. I absolutely love how effective it is, how it's very textured. I feel it makes perfect chunky blankets or cushion covers especially. This one I've done here, I've done by just making lots of different squares in different colours, and then I've joined them together and put a border around, and that was just because I wanted it to be multicoloured and I felt the squares would do that more justice. In this particular blanket I've used a standard DK yarn and a 4mm crochet hook, although today I'm going to show you the tutorial using a chunky yarn. I feel it really works up really nice with a chunky yarn as well. If you've subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. If you've not subscribed, you can do by hitting the subscribe button below and the bell next to it. If you tick that and press all, it just means you'll be notified every time I upload a tutorial. As ever, if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments box and I will get back to you. There's lots of other information in the description box as well, including a written pattern in the UK and also in US terminology and other information as well, so just go and have a look there. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm just using a chunky yarn and it calls for a 5 to 6mm crochet hook, so I'm going to use a 6 today. You will need your embroidery scissors and a darning needle just to tie in your ends. So this particular pattern calls for multiples of 8 and then plus 7. So I'm going to do a sample piece today. So we start just by making a slip knot and attaching your yarn, and then you need to chain up to your desired length with multiples of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you'd like to go ahead and in multiples of 8 chain up to the length you desire, and I shall meet you back here. So I've just chained 16 for the sample piece, so that's 2 lots of 8, and then now you need to add 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, so it's quite straightforward. At each end of our row we're going to have a half treble crochet. That's half treble in the UK, it's a half double in the US. But to start with, it's the chain 2 that will create the will act as the half treble. So we're going to work into the 3rd chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to work into that 3rd chain there, and that chain 2 counts as our first half treble. But from now on we are going to do a treble crochet. So that's treble in the UK, double in the US. So yarn over, insert your hook, grab the yarn to pull up a loop, so you've got 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's our first treble. So we're going to do another treble in the next stitch, and in the next, and we're just going to do a treble crochet into each stitch all along to the end of the chain. So if you'd like to pause the video, do that and I'll meet you for the next part. So I've just completed that. Now I'm going to chain 2, and as I said, that will act as our first half treble or half double in the US. So chain 2 and turn your work. So for the most part, the stitches that we're going to do are front post and back post treble crochets, or front post and back post double crochets in the US. If you're not used to doing them, they are very easy to do once you get used to it, and I'll show you how to do that now. So in the next 4 stitches we're going to do front post treble crochets. So normally we would work into the top of the stitch. We're not going to do that. We're actually going to work around. So a front post treble is where we go in from the back here, and you're kind of pushing this post to the front is the way I remember it. Back posts, you're going in from the back, well, you're coming in from the back around the front, pushing the post to the back. So I'll do quite a few with you. So we're going to do a front post treble. So yarn over, insert your hook round the back of the post, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2 as you usually would, and that pushes that forward. So I'll show you again. So as you'd normally do a treble, yarn over, go around the back to push the post forward, and complete your stitch. And we're doing that around the first 4 posts. So we've just done 1, 2, 3, we've got 1 more to do. Okay. Now the next 4 posts we're going to do back post treble crochets. So yarn over, and then you want to go round the back. So yarn over, go round the back and push through. So you're pushing the post. You can see on the other side you're pushing the post to the back. Grab the yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's pushed it to the back. So the next one, I'll do that again. So we're going in round the back, when you first ever do them it feels quite faffy, but you do get used to it quite quickly. So round the back, grab your yarn. So we've just done 1, 2, 3, we've got 1 more to go. Okay, so the next 4 we're going to do front post ones again. So we're just going to alternate every 4 stitches, front post, back post, front post, back post. So the next 4 we're going to do front post trebles. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the next 4 are going to be our back post. Yep. And 4. So this is how your work, I had to focus there, this is how your work should be. So where the back posts are, you will have a ridge there, that's correct, and here the front posts are popping out. So we've just done 4 back posts, we just now need to complete this round by doing 4 front posts. So if you'd like to complete that, and I shall meet you back here to show you how to finish the very last stitch. Okay, so I'm just coming to the end. So I've just done the 4 front posts, and then you should be left with this chain from earlier. So all we're going to do is put a half treble crochet in the UK, half double in the US, into the top of this chain here, this chain space. So yarn over, insert your hook, grab the yarn so you've got 3 loops, and just yarn over and pull through all 3. And that just finishes off the row, bringing it into the right height. Now we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. So for the next round, we want to basically do it again, but so that the blanket is the same this side, or your work, it might not be a blanket, this side and this side. So we're actually doing the opposite, if you will. So we started off with 4 front posts, and that's where they are. But now we want to do 4 back posts, so that it'll actually sit flush on the right side of the work, if you will. So yarn over, and you might have to pull your work down a little bit there. It's just over that ridge where we're working into these new posts here. So now we want to do another row of pushing them that way. This is how I remember it. So they need to be pushed backwards. So in order to do that, we're going to do a back post. So insert the hook round the back and do a back post, and you can see that's now matching on that side. So 4 back posts, and as I say, the pattern is in the description box as well. It's a link so you can print that off. So there you have it. So this next section we want to continue as we have done. So we'll now be doing 4 front posts. Because we want to continue bringing these to the front. Okay. So then of course the next 4 we want to do 4 back posts, then 4 front posts, 4 back posts, and finish with a half treble in the end. So if you can see on the blanket where we're up to, I look at these ridges, we've got our 2 ridges there, and then we're going to work on the next block. Okay, so if you'd like to complete that, it'll become more apparent as we work the next 2 rows, but if you'd like to complete that, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I've just done my final 4 back posts, and I just need to pop a half treble into the top of the chain 2 from the previous round. There we go. I'm struggling getting hold of. Okay, and then chain 2 and turn. So we've now done that section, so now we want to switch and make it the other way. So now of course, if you can see, we've got front posts here, so now we want to start off and do a back post to push that back the other way. Front post here, back post there. Then when we finish that round and turn, we need to make it the same by switching, if you will. It's probably better to follow the pattern as you go in with it, if you get what I mean. So for this row, we've chained 2 and turned. So we now want to do 4 back post trebles to push it backwards. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you'll see that ridge is starting to come here and it's going in opposites now. And now we want to do 4 front posts. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you can see, it's now changing the effect. So if you'd like to go ahead and finish to the end of your chain length, so next will be 4 back posts, 4 front posts, 4 back, 4 front, and so on until you get to the end. So if you pause the video and I will meet you for the next part. So I've just done my last 4 back posts, so now I'm going to do a half treble in the top of the chain 2 from the previous round. So don't forget that bit, that keeps your edges nice and straight. Chain 2 and turn your work. So now we're back to wanting to get it the same on both sides, if you will. So we want to pull that further front again, so we're going to go back to doing 4 front posts first. Tension's tight on my arm there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 back posts. And then we're going to just repeat that to the end again. So next it'll be 4 front posts, 4 back posts, 4 front posts all along, finishing with a half treble or half WS in your chain 2 from your previous round. So if you'd like to complete that, and I'll meet you back here. So that's my first 4 rows done, and it's kind of 2 segments to each row, if you get what I mean. Not to each row, it's like a 2-part, if you will. But basically now we'd chain 2, turn our work, and we'd start off with front posts again, because we want to push these forward, because we've got our 2 ridges here, so we're back to pushing them forward, pushing these backwards. So we'd start with front posts, back posts, then when we chain turn and do it again, it's just opposite, so it's starting with back posts. So each round you're going to start with the opposite you did on the previous round. So it is quite easy, and you can see more so now. I don't know if you can see the effects on camera, but obviously you'll know with your own work as well. But with a chunky wool, it's chunky yarn rather, it's really textured. I just think it makes for, it's quite stiff actually as well. I think it makes for really lovely cushion covers personally. But let me know how you found this tutorial. Was it helpful? Were I clear enough for you? And let me know what you make with it. Do you make blankets, cushion covers, tops? My social media links are in the description box, so I always absolutely adore seeing photographs of things you've made. If you've enjoyed the tutorial, give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, I shall see you next time. Thank you.